Hey y'all, I'm back. It's me. I'm gonna have to drive real gangster like today. I'm gonna have to drive way back. Diamonds in the back, sun rooftop, dig in the scene with the gangster lean. Ooh, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Ooh, yeah. Thank you guys for your prayers and stuff. If you follow me on my Instagram and Facebook, my personal Facebook, you guys know I've been down and out. Hell, what, one day? Well, more than one day, but yeah. I'm gonna get to the point in a minute, but yeah, thank you guys who sent out prayers for me and stuff. The cold weather kicks in and I overdid it with the nails and the traveling. My condition flared up and chronic pain just exploded everywhere. My neck, got this big ass knot back there. It went down some, but the number one thing I have to remember and tell myself, that's why I'm constantly on the go, is like the doctor tell me all the time, the worst thing I can do is just to lounge, sit around. So I've been in the house all day yesterday. So and all day today. Well, no, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I went to the shop yesterday and did 2 clients real quick, because it was something that real quick they needed. And I came right back in the house, got back in the bed, been in the house all day today. So yeah, decided to get out and run some errands, go get the car wash, do a little Christmas shopping for Lauren. My husband gave me some money, said, here, go put something under the tree. I have the little dollar store 99-cent boxes as decoration, so he want me to go get her some real stuff that's on her list. We'll talk about her Christmas list later, but this video is not about that. But thank you guys for your prayers. Still in a lot of pain, even though I need to have my neck and arms covered up. I do have a jacket tied around my waist. You guys know how I dress. I still can't stand stuff on my arms and stuff, but I do have a jacket. It's not that cold today. It's a little chilly, not a lot. But anyway, get to the point, girl. Get to the point. I'm going to put your name in the description box. Because it just, something that's been on my mind. I got a couple of video requests to do, and I'm going to get to this one first about young ladies that moving in and out with their mom, with their parents. So I'm gonna put your name, like I just said, who you left a comment under my last video. And I have like I said, a couple of more requests to do about relationships. I've talked about it before, but I got to tell myself I got to talk about what you guys want me to talk about. You could be new to my channel or whatever. I'm going to get to that probably actually after I'm gonna go get my car wash now. So I get my car wash, I'm gonna read the comment, then I'm gonna come back and do a video on that. But this one is about the young lady who left the comment. She was like, please I need help like now. She was saying that I think she got 3 daughters, a couple of daughters or whatever, and they got kids. And it's her and her husband, and the kids that they moved out, got apartments and stuff like that, but they're not responsible. They don't keep their apartments that long. They move in and constantly moving in and out with mom and dad with the kids. One move out, the other one move in, because again they don't want to keep apartments. So I'm not sure about if they can't keep the jobs. I'm not sure, but I know they don't keep their apartments long. 2 of the sisters were there at the same time, and they don't get along. So she ready. Mama ready to kick them to the curb. Mama is ready for them to grow the hell up and just like get out. But daddy, most of the girls, like my daughter, most girls are daddy's girls. So daddy, of course, is like, nah, we can't just kick them to the street. And she's ready to kick them to the curb. He's like, nah, we just can't kick them to the curb. We just can't put them out. So she's like, okay, what can I do? What should I do? Well, first of all, I'm gonna say this, and you guys already know what I'm getting ready to say. People, your spouse, relatives, strangers, even your kids, they do to you what you allow them to do to you. The only reason your daughters are irresponsible with their bills and keeping apartments, the only reason they are irresponsible like that, because they know that they can come back to live with mommy and daddy. Even though you not having it, they half-ass him what you saying, like since they were little girls. It's all about what daddy's saying. Daddy is saying, oh, y'all can come on back, baby, whatever. My daddy got you bad, y'all can come on back. That's why they doing it. That's why they know that they can say, fuck this job, fuck this McDonald's job. I ain't paying no rent today. I ain't paying the rent. I'm gonna go back home with my mom and daddy. Forget this job. I can go back to my daddy and mama anytime. The only reason they doing it, like I just said, is because you guys are allowing it. You're gonna have to sit down and talk to your husband and say, look, You know, I love my daughter just like you do. I love them to death. But this is causing, even if it ain't, just tell him. Say this is causing stress and causing a bind between me and your relationship. We done raised these girls to move out and be responsible. They keep coming in and out, and I'm feeling some type of way about it. I can't walk around my house but naked if I want to. Me and you can't get down, you know, have our sex or whatever if we want to, because the house is always full of the kids. Just let him know, point blank simple, like I'm talking now. Let him know with that firm voice. Cut all the TVs off, cut the damn game off, and just let him know this shit is causing, you know, you need to get on my side. These girls need to grow up. And I've said this before in my videos also. Kids don't just start acting like they act when they get some. They don't start acting irresponsible and disrespectful or whatever when they get grown. Somewhere down the line when they were younger, they've been acting irresponsible. They've been acting that way. Again, whether your husband, their father, always getting them out of a bind. It's always been like that. Again, for them to even know that they can just come and move in and out. It's always been like that. So when it gets to this point, to be honest, ain't no changing them. Kind of, sort of, you can if you really put your foot down, but it's going to take some tough love. So it's going to take for your husband to say, look, I've been spoiling y'all all y'all life. It's my fault. I'm going to always be here for my girls. I love you guys, but it's time for you guys to grow up and move on. It's time for you to be responsible adults, because I'm finna sound like a broke record. Y'all know what I'm getting ready to say. I'm hard on my kids, and it's paying off. They knew ever since they were able to understand what I'm saying. They knew that my biggest fear was for me or and my husband together, or one of us pass away or whatever, and they're not going to know how to live on this earth. You don't get a handbook on how to live on earth. You don't get a handbook on how to be responsible. You don't get a handbook, or there's no class or college courses on how to be responsible, how to live your life, how to pay bills, how to get a job, how to keep a job. There's no class on that. So as parents, it's our responsibility to teach our kids that. That's why now my son, he went off, served the military, came back, decided, okay, it really wasn't for me, but he came out, honorable discharge, got a job, managing major stores, and got, you know, he had my grandson, you know, living with his fiance, taking care of his own bills, got his own car. Of course, when he got out, we helped him, you know. He was driving our vehicles until he found something, stayed with us until he found something, and he knew, okay, I'm grown, time to move on. Oh, I didn't have a baby, okay, I got my girlfriend pregnant, okay, I got to be a man, got to step up. Again, we helped him until he figured out what he was going to do. And then it didn't take long. It didn't take long. Because I remember he was driving my husband's car, because I was always in mine. My husband don't drive a work truck, so he was always in my husband's car. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to go look for a car, Dad. I'm finna go get a job and stuff. And he got a job and stuff, but he was spending his money on other stuff. My husband had to tell him, look, you ain't finna pile them damn miles on my car, man. Go get you some. And when my husband finally told him in a firm voice, go, man, what you going to do? You got a job. Go get your car. He went and got it, because if my husband wouldn't have said anything, even though he know my husband would just give him the coffee if he wanted to, when my husband put his foot down and said, look, man, you ain't gonna put all these damn miles on my car, he went and got him something like, shit. He didn't even take him a month, because he knew, okay, I done played around enough. I done drove daddy fast car with the powerful engine and all this other stuff he done put on this. Okay, I done played enough. Yeah, so he knew it was time. Okay, I'm pushing it now. Yeah, so you have to be like that, parents. But back to you, your husband, he's gonna have to be the one to have a family meeting. You be there too, and you're gonna have to be the one, like, look, girls, what y'all need to get on y'all feet. I'm gonna help y'all one last time if I have to. Y'all gonna have to make this work. Ain't no more money. Y'all just can't keep coming in and out of here, you know, just because. I want y'all to be successful young ladies. I want y'all to be able to make it, especially girls. You want your girls to be able to make it on their own without a man. You want your girls to be able to have an apartment, pay their rent without a man. So if it takes one more time to support them financially and say, okay, how much you need down on the apartment? You got a job? This is what's going to have to happen. You might, like I said, you might have to just come out your pockets with some more money and say, look, okay, we're going to help you this time, but you're going to have to keep this apartment. You got to move on. You're going to have to do it. And you're going to have to talk to them like I talk to my kids, like I just said. Let them know, mom and dad ain't going to be here forever, you know. We're just not going to be here forever. And what you going to do then? You know, who you going to live with then? Who house you going to run in and out with my grandkids, no, with your kids? What you going to do? People do stuff on purpose because they know they have a plan B. I'm finna pass up. I'll pass up the Mercedes place. Because I'm still talking. I'm finna just go around and come back. What I was saying, yeah, I'm finna ride around and come back. Oh yeah, people have a plan B because people do stuff in life because they know they have a plan B. They know they have a backup plan. They know ain't nobody in their right mind going to just not pay their rent and be homeless. They know, well, shit, I can go stay with my cousins. I can go stay with grandma. I can move back in with mother. I can move back in with mom and daddy. Shoot, it's Christmas time. Daddy got a Christmas bonus check. He get a Christmas bonus check every month from his job. So he gonna have to just give me some of that to get my apartment. And mama got her 401. She can get a loan out of there for me and help me get my apartment. Shoes. She can keep these kids because that's what grandparents do. I've heard that shit so many times. I've heard it so many times. That's what grandparents do. They're supposed to babysit. Hell to the no. I'm not the typical grandmother. My grandson know that too. I'm not the typical grandma that's gonna sit back here and just babysit. You have all the kids you want. I'm gonna love them to death. Never mistreat them. But you know me. I'm trying to get in the streets hell like you and go to happy hour and do some stuff. And I'm retired too. I ain't just finna sit in this house like now, hurting it out. And this doctor's orders that I get my ass up and move around. He know my son is just like me. Long as like my husband, her daddy, she's a homebody to be honest. As a 15-year-old, she like to just stay in the house and watch Netflix and be on Snapchat and shit. Me and my son, he know we trying to go where the party at, you know, where the road trip at. He already know that. So it's like, my mama ain't the typical babysitter, but my husband is. So they know that, you know, push come to shove, my husband, you know, gonna always be there to keep the grandbaby. But he know, of course, if I'm there, I'm gonna keep him too. But he know it. You ain't finna go party every weekend, every day, and be like him. Not because we don't want to. It's because I'm gonna give you the side eye and be like, look, this baby ain't but 2 months old. You already in the streets party, and of course he never did that. That's why I love my son is very responsible. Him and his fiance, they very responsible. They never did that. I give them that much. They never did that because you just had a baby. That's your baby. You know you ain't finna get in the streets. So. People do stuff again because they know they have a backup plan. Your daughters know they have a backup plan. They plan B is to always come back because shit, dad ain't gonna say nothing. But what if something happen to daddy? You know. What something happened to you? So you need to sit them down. Even if they have to see this video. Hey daughters, y'all need to grow up, man. Y'all got to grow up because mommy and dad ain't gonna always be there. Anything can happen. And I was thinking too about this video, you know. I don't know y'all's situation, but and I've seen it. I talk a lot about stuff that I've seen. It happened in my personal life, or I have seen it. You guys will never know which one it is. But I've seen people think that, oh yeah, mama, you know, mama been supporting me all these years, and mama did this for me, mama did this for me, and daddy did this for me, and then something happened to mama and daddy, or whoever raised you, grandma, or whatever. And then you realize, what? This house ain't paid off? What? So, yeah, the house ain't paid off. So if you want to keep staying there, if you can afford the mortgage, you can keep staying there. But guess what? You can't afford the mortgage because you ain't got no goddamn job. Because you never kept a job. I'm just sitting here at the parking lot talking to y'all because the place is right here. So yeah, think about that. That's the most important thing about this video. Think about that. Whoever you staying with, what if something happened to them? Or you used to using somebody else's car all the time, and then all of a sudden they have a wreck in their car or something, or get repoed. What you gonna do? You done played all this time, rode around somebody else's shit all this time, living in somebody else's house or apartment all this time. Then something happen to them, or they lose what they got, and you looking crazy like shit. A user gonna always go find somebody that's really quick to take their place. You know, so a user gonna always go and find a plan C. Hell, users have plan Z, the last letter of the alphabet. Yeah, so yeah, have your husband talk to them, sit them down and say, look, you know, this is causing stress between me and your mom, but y'all need to get on y'all feet. This is the last time. If you don't even bring up that you know, gonna help them financially unless they ask for it, because they're not gonna change until you put your foot down. And your husband put his foot down and say, look, it's time y'all to grow up. I want you guys to be successful young lady without depending on me and your mama, especially on man. Okay, what we got to do to help y'all get back on y'all feet. So that's all I can say without repeating myself. Thank you for this. I hope it really helps. So yeah, I'm upload it and I get on the Wi-Fi when I get back home. And again, thank you guys for supporting me here on my channel. Thank you guys for everything. Happy holidays. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Get your shit together and stop using people. I'll holler.